But also dear remote participants through the live streaming. Thank you for joining. It's a pleasure to welcome you to our event organized by the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation to mark the end of this Water Month here in Dubai. Today you will learn about different youth engagements for a water-secure world. Young minds are about to share their views, their challenges, their solutions, but also innovative ideas in order to achieve a water-secure world through advocacy, research, or entrepreneurship. To open this event, I would like to kindly invite Manuel Salchli, General Commissioner of the Swiss Pavilion at Expo Dubai, on stage to share some opening remarks on today's topic. So welcome, Manuel.
Thank you very much, Soraya. Thank you. What a big pleasure it is to be standing in front of you. Usually I talk to old and grey people. Now I'm talking to young people. It seems to be more fun. Thank you very much for... You're not grey, so it's perfect. Thank you very much for coming here. I hope I won't bore you with my short introductory speak, but really it's a great pleasure to be talking to young people, not only here in Dubai, but also through the live stream to people attending this seminar in Dakar. Expo Dubai has dedicated a whole month to the thematic of water, and 2 days ago the World Water Day was celebrated and affirmations for a need for action formulated worldwide. As we speak, political leaders, economic decision makers, multilateral institutions, civil society, youth, and the private sector gather in Dakar, Senegal, for the 9th World Water Forum. And they will, by the end of the week, come up with a joint member state statement. Very important, there are almost 100 youth organizations being actively engaged, and they also come up with suggestions on how to move forward. I'm speaking today not only as the Commissioner General of this pavilion, but also as a concerned world citizen. I give you an example. While hundreds and thousands of people have enjoyed between 4 and 8 sunny weeks in the Swiss mountains skiing, the people who are cultivating fields, they're getting scared because there was no rain. There was no rain during the whole winter. The natural sources get dried out, and the farmers who want to plant vegetables, they're now scared that their vegetables won't be able to grow. So that's a problem. Even in Switzerland, we're known to be the castle, the water castle, feeding the whole Europe with 4 rivers coming out from our mountains. Even Switzerland seems to be drying out at the moment. You probably have visited the Blue Peas exhibition on the ground floor of the pavilion, and you may have participated in the live stream of the Blue Peas water event on the 26th of February. All these events which take place remind us that we have to be aware that water is a finite and irreplaceable resource, unevenly distributed among and within countries. There is nothing more essential to life on earth than water, but also that in an increasing number of locations, water is becoming scarce. Water shortage consistently ranks among the global risk of greatest concern, as much to policy leaders, business leaders, or obviously the civil society. Water scarcity does not only deprive millions of people from enjoying the basic human rights to water and sanitation, but it puts peace and stability in danger. Water insecurity can transform into conflict and act as a trigger for migration, domestically and internationally, and disputes over water are unfortunately on rise. In short, there is no peace and stability without water, and no water without peace. Tackling the water crisis has become of utmost importance for global stability. Based on its humanitarian foundation, Switzerland engages in water and peace promotion, where water is taken as an agent of peace and cooperation instead as of a source of conflict. The human rights to water and sanitation has been recognized at the UN General Assembly in 2010. This major milestone was a very strong engagement of states to provide financial resources, help capacity building and technology transfer to help other countries, in particular developing countries, to provide safe, clean, accessible and affordable drinking water and sanitation for all. But today, still 30% of the world population, hence 2.1 billion people, still lack access to safe drinking water. Especially future generations like you all are heavily affected by the challenges in the water sector our world is facing. And when it comes to the prospect of a peaceful and sustainable future, they have the most to lose. If we look at the demographical development worldwide today, we have the largest generation of young people in human history. And these young people are not normally in countries with a lot of water. These young people are mainly in countries with water problems. They represent around half of the world's population. 2.9 billion are under 25 years old and 3.8 billion under 30 years old. 90% of the world's young people live in low income and emerging markets. And the changing age structure in many countries puts additional pressure on the availability of skilled human resources in the water sector. Today, 3 out of 4 jobs worldwide are water dependent. Whereas young people are often seen as primary victims of the local and global water-related challenges, though on a good note, there is luckily also an increasing and very important focus on the potential of youth as solution providers for these problems. That's actually why we brought you here. Young people are among countries' greatest assets to achieve universal access, sustainable use, and governance of water resources. Our societies need to ensure that youth are equipped to act as agents of change now and in the future. It is a fact that so far young people in the water sector are often not appropriately represented and included in the decision-making process and the management of water resources. Building capacity among this new generation of young water leaders, raising awareness, motivating and instilling a sense of responsibility, makes youth to actors for change and is a key investment in the future. Switzerland has deepened its involvement with youth-led organizations and young leaders. Since more than a decade, actually, Switzerland fosters the expertise, knowledge and skills of young water actors, not only in Switzerland, but also worldwide. It bolsters influential coalitions composed of public and private sector stakeholders, academia, youth, communities, media, art, and other relevant civil society actors to voice their concerns and expectations. Switzerland supports directly dedicated initiatives empowering young people as agents of change. Over more than 10 different initiatives, including the World Youth Parliament for Water Movement, the Young Water Fellowship Program, and the Central Asian Youth for Water Network. Before I conclude, I would like to highlight 2 encouraging achievements, one on a grassroots, the other on a global level. The recent youth-led grassroots movements on climate and sustainability issues, such as Fridays for Future, people on the street demonstrating for measures to be taken about climate change, Extinction Rebellion, and many other local-scale movements have shown just how strongly youth are ready to organize and take action. It is not just a display for the streets or social media. Youth organizing has been proven to result in community-level impacts, including new program implementation, policy change, and institutional building. The recent appointment of the Youth Advisory Group on Climate Change to the UN Secretary General is a recognition, actually, of the worth and necessity of including young people into high-level supranational decision-making. While there are no activist movements on the topic of water as internationally popular and visible as the ones for climate change, there are many water sector youth organizations and impactful movements all across the globe. At the global level, the 2030 Agenda upholds the focus on young people as a driving force for development. Its success depends on empowering young people as agents of change and equipping them with skills, knowledge, and confidence in their abilities. I am proud to be, I've said it before, to be surrounded today by a big number of engaged youth representatives from different horizons and to hear about your engagement in the field of advocacy, research, and innovations in the water sector. The aspirations and achievements of you, young people, being present here today will obviously shape the future. I wish you all the success in the upcoming discussion and above all in your individual, collective, present, and future work. Thank you very much for your attention and enjoy the event. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Manuel Salchli, for your opening words, for your inspiring words, also hopeful words, and for setting the scene. Thank you. On why, actually, for setting the scene on why it's necessary to go towards a water-secure world and why it's important to include youth. So people like you. So now is the time to dive a bit deeper. And for this, I would like to introduce you to our first panelists. They will join remotely. They are part of the World Youth Parliament for Water. One is based in France, and the other one will be joining from Dakar, because currently in Dakar there is the World Water Forum. And you will now soon hear a little bit more about first Lise Enésien from France. She's an environmental and water engineer working on integrated water resources management. And she's also the leader of the Blue Peace Working Group, which is part of this World Youth Parliament for Water. Her focus is mainly on water and conflict-related issues, and the organization she works in is a key agent when it comes to advocacy, so empowering young people, empowering exchange and dialogue. So I will stop talking and open the floor to Lise. Lise, can you hear me? Hi. Yes. Oh yeah, I think you're muted. So that's Liz. Welcome, Liz. Then I will introduce her colleague. Her name is Bella Mukanova. She's from Kazakhstan. She's an ecologist studying ecology, and she's the national coordinator of another working group, which is basically in Central Asia. She's part of the organization called Central Asia for Youth for Water Network. I hope it's going to work, that both can be connected, that we can both see them. Just make a big, small sign, live sign, if you can.
Yeah, I hear you. You can hear me, see me.
Very nice. Yeah, well then, I would say enough talking from my side, and we open the floor for Liz.
Thank you. Thank you for this introduction.
Well, thank you very much, Liz, for your inputs and also for explaining a little bit more about the structure and the way you work within the World Youth Parliament for Water. So maybe, like, let's break it really down to a very practical level. Like, imagine I'm a very young student and I'm super eager, I have a lot of ideas and I want to, I'm full of energy and I want to contribute. What would be the first step for me, or even for these young people here that are participating, what would be the first step to do in order to be part of your movement?
Yeah, so the first
Just a moment, we can't hear you, please. Just a moment. Once we become a member, just
so you can become a member, and once you're a member,
thank you very much for your very specific answer. Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone from the audience want to ask a question to Liz? Yes, I will just pass on the microphone.
وير ذا شو يسموها وير لاست شيء شو يسموها البلد
I can't hear very well.
what website
The website is, if you type in World Youth Parliament for Water, you will find it immediately.
So I can offer you to give you the email, the website after the event. Yes? Yes.
I've actually already written it in the program, so.
Very nice. Okay. So there is another thing that I'm very interested in, and maybe it's pointing a bit more on challenges that youth face. So they come with hope, they come with ideas, they come with energy, and they want to change the world. Then they are there and they have instructions, they have maybe trainings. But what is, in your opinion, the biggest challenge that the young people face when they join, the youth movement?
To me, the biggest challenge is their first idea comes to fruition because it's been
Thank you for your reaction. So while you describe more the general, like structural level, the global level, I would like now to dive a bit deeper into a more regional, a more specific example of a working group, which is in Central Asia, and that's when Bella Mukanova is coming into play. So Bella is from Kazakhstan, and she's the national coordinator of the Central Asia Youth for Water Network. I welcome Bella. She's also joining us online, virtually. And she will... Hello?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, so I just introduced you, and I would like to give you the floor to present your network and to maybe explain a little bit the youth engagements in your specific region. Why Central Asia, and why is it so important to include the youth? Yes. The floor is yours.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay, I find it. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Bella Mukanova from Kazakhstan. I'm national coordinator by Central Asia Youth Water Network. And the beginning, in this slide, I want to present the story of how the network was established in 2008. The Berlin water process was signed as an initiative of German Federation to support transboundary water cooperation in Central Asia. And this process helped Kazakh German University to initiate the IWRM master program. It's and the UNESCO chair on WRM in Central Asia. And after that, all of this supported force establishment of young water professionals, a network, a Kazakh German University in Almaty, Kazakhstan, by graduates of the IWRM program. And since 2018, the network is supported by 3 partners who are Kazakh German University in Kazakhstan, ISW in Canada, and SDC under the Greenpeace Central Asia initiative. The network is represented in 6 countries. It's Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan. And it has more than 600 members. Now you can see the structure of the Central Asia Youth Water Network. We have 2 regional coordinators working in Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, and we have 6 national coordinators who represent the network in all 5 countries in Central Asia and Afghanistan. Today, the network is focusing on the 3 main goals, which are connecting and empowering a new generation of young water leaders in Central Asia and Afghanistan, supporting young water leaders in implementing actions at local and regional levels, and working to have a wide outreach at national, regional, and international levels. And there are 3 main scope of the network, and they are education, science, and capacity building. And the current network is also a platform for young water leaders to connect in Central Asia and all over the world. On this slide, you can see the events which we organized. In education, we have national and regional SDG contest, which is Olympiad by some SDG, and water days, youth participation in river basin consile. And in science, we have scientific expedition from glaciers to the RLC Central Asian Journal of Water Research, and scientific colloquiums. For capacity building, we have our RLC Summer School, when I use for water and climate platform, Green Business School, EcoTalk, and Youth Basin Dialogues. There are certain challenges of water sector exciting in Central Asia, and I will name some of them. It's Central Asian states have different development pace and have different national priorities, because there are 5 countries: weak transboundary population, lack of data exchange between countries, outdated infrastructure in the water sector, and low level of engagement of the youth, domination of senior male experts in the water-related fields, and low awareness of young people about water-related problems, and lack of incentive to develop research, and intergenerational gap between senior experts and young professionals. And in order to tackle the challenges that I mentioned in the previous slide, the network is actively engaged in following activities. We, as the network, is the only regional platform for youth in the water sector in Central Asia, yes. And we mobilize young people, empower the youth and build their capacities, build trust and dialogue among young people, establish intergenerational dialogue between experts and youth, and outreach of youth voice on national, regional, and international levels, like we have today on the forum, World Water Forum, and inclusion of young people in decision making, and organization of various awareness raising campaigns. That's all. Thank you. That's our contacts.
Well, thank you very much, Bella, for your insights. I found it mainly very interesting also that you highlighted also a lot of challenges that your network faces. And you, at the same time, you also shared a lot of activities that you do with awareness rising and on 4 different pillars. So my question to you would be, like, the fact that actually there is a low, I think one challenge was that there is a low level of engagement from the youth. So what would be your advice on how to create more youth engagement? How to bring the youth together? How, you know, make it an important topic for the youth?
And what can we do?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Okay. We have goals, yes, and to achieve that goals, we need to be active, seize every opportunity, and gain invaluable experience. Remember that everything starts with us, and if you don't like something or you want to change something, just act. You can join youth organization in your area of interest, involve other young people, share your knowledge with them, and don't be afraid to try something new. And it's never too late.
Thank you for sharing. So I hope these words also inspire the young people here in the room. So just maybe about you, just one last remark. You are currently in Dakar at the World Water Forum, right?
Yes.
So you traveled all the way. And I would wonder, what do you like most about being at the International Water Forum? What is the most interesting and exciting part for you?
Of course, this is a great experience for me, since I have not participated in events of this level before. And participation in the forum is a great opportunity to find new useful contacts and make friends from all over the world. And it also an opportunity to get out of your comfort zone and practice social skills and maybe English for me. Yes, and for the network, kind of network, this is an opportunity to show itself. We, as a delegation of 7 from Central Asia, we participate and ask questions in various high-level sessions, and we talk about our countries and region.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have maybe time before the break for one last remark or question. Is there someone here in the room who would like to ask something? Ask something to your colleague, to our speaker, to Bella? Yes? Yes.
Thank you very much for everything you have just said, and I'm sure now the young people are motivated for the coming challenging things that they have. But how it can be in different countries? For example, will the challenges be different in each country, or this will be together in one topic, or does each country has challenges more than others from your point of view, please?
In my region, in Central Asia,
Yes.
Yes. Does the challenges in your countries are more, or what's the first challenge you in Central Asia facing more than other countries?
okay, I think it's same challenges because we have same culture and same problems of water sector and climate. Yes, we have same problems and challenges.
Yeah, and I think also, I'm not sure if you mentioned before, but there is also two major rivers that are contributing, that have been shared, that are shared in the region, I think, and they have been overutilized. So the RLC was going down, and the water reserves are being less, I think. And as you say, Bella, it's connecting all the countries, right? Because the water flows through all the countries.
We have one basin, our basin, on all countries have their basin. Yes, it's connecting each other. Set this main goal to work together. Yes, because
Thank you so much.
it's transboundary water.
Yes. Thank you for also your attention and for your question. There is another question coming up.
So I want to know, how is wastewater treated?
Did you understand the question?
I don't hear.
You want to?
How is wastewater treated?
So wastewater
Yeah,
in your region.
we also have problem with wastewater, and there are wastewater treatment in our countries, but how I said, it's outdated infrastructure in our water sector. It's problem on government level. Yes, but we say about and maybe in the future we updated it.
Thank you. So let's hope for an upgrade in the infrastructure. Thank you very much, Bella. And also, I'm not sure if Liz is still with us. We are now actually moving over to a little break. So it's 15 minutes of break. You have outside some coffee and juice. Feel free to go and serve yourself. And then we meet sharp at 4 o'clock back inside. And goodbye to our two speakers.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and remote joiners, we are continuing our event. We have gained some insights about the advocacy, policy dialogue, one aspect of how to engage for a water secure world. Now we will dive into on a different topic. It will be more entrepreneurship based. So we will put on our entrepreneur lenses, and we will hear a little bit about building the future of water entrepreneurship. What are the actions and innovations? And for that, I would like to introduce you to our next speaker, Motaz Al-Taher. He is co-founder, sitting in this room, and co-founder and operation manager at Solvillion. Motaz is a mechanical engineer ranked as a certified professional engineer from Jordan Engineers Association with over 11 years of experience in manufacturing, construction, and water management. Moreover, he's interested in training and managing educational projects, and he has trained a lot, like he says, hundreds of young people, and has accompanied them in their career path, and shared and showed them, supported them with engineering skills. Motaz has a diverse background, has worked in different countries like Jordan, Turkey, China, Malaysia, and the US. So global citizen with a lot of background, a lot of experiences, and I think I will open the floor for Motaz. Please.
Hi everyone, this is Motaz. Mu'taz. I'm from Jordan. Thank you a lot for your coming and for inviting me to talking about a little bit of innovation in Jordan, especially in the wastewater treatment field. I hope that I will answer your question, Imran, during my presentation. Solvillion is a startup or a small company started a few years ago. We are trying to solve a problem that we have it in Jordan specifically and in the MENA region and Arab world in general. It's related to the wastewater systems or wastewater problem. Solvillion as a name, coming from the name of solve, we have solve which is solving, and the suffix illion come from million, billion, trillion, etc. So we are looking for a multillion engineering solutions, and this is one of our solutions. Could I make next? And I would also like to thank Billa and Lisa and the other attendees from the Zoom link, especially when Billa talking about the Central Asian Youth for water. I'm talking about that these kind of meetings and gatherings and conferences, it's not about information, it's about consciousness and open the doors for you. So during her speech, I'm thinking about how we can improve or establishing something called West Asian Youth for water. So this is maybe something you could be interested in it or thinking about it, because as a person from Jordan, I'm thinking in that now. Let's talking about the problem that we are trying to solve it in Jordan. Around 35% of people in Jordan doesn't have access to the sewage network, and 50% of the water in Jordan just consuming in the agriculture purposes. as we are talking about the 35% of people don't have access to the sewage network, that will make kind of challenge during the many hazards and the illness and bad effect of the of this problem. So we are going to try an alternative creative solution, which is decentralized wastewater treatment system using local materials and without needing to contact this decentralized system to the sewage network. This is the first design of the system, and we are now have a new design called Dow's Black Box, and the name coming from the black box in the plane because it's closed system and no need for maintenance or opening for it. We have many products. We are talking about the hard products, gray and the black water treatment systems. We're also giving consultation services and Solvillion training. We provide many types of trainings in many topics and in several levels for youth in Jordan specifically and in the Arab world in general. This is the market that we are looking for. We have two types of customers, or customers relationship, B2B and B2C. B2B, which business to business, and business to clients. We work with NGOs, with local civil societies, with the government, and even with the healthcare facilities, real estate developers, and etc. This is few kind of images and photos from different, let's say, projects, and you can see that we work with mosques, universities, households, and schools. All of them are our clients in many, let's say, institution levels, and also we installed 58 systems in different 7 cities in Jordan, in north and in Amman, in the capital of Jordan, and in the south. The system is low cost and no monthly discharging cost, and also you can use the water or reusing the water and use it for agricultural purposes and for irrigation. You can avoid the bad smell and you save the energy with less sludging. What make our system unique is that we use this system as a local system, and we use all the parts from the local market. So we don't import any parts of this system from outside Jordan. We make all these parts of the system and assemble it in our workshops in Jordan. We believe in the success relationship between the organizations. So we have a very good networking in Jordan. Our collaboration with working, including the NGOs, the incubation, the accelerators, and partnership with the customers, even the private sector. So these are some of our, let's say, partners in Jordan. One of a specific and special partner in Jordan that I wanted to focus on it is our journey with SIWAS Middle East. They are support us from the beginning, from the idea stage a few years ago. We started from them to prove the concept or prove the idea, then working with them and under their supervision to improve the idea, and then to make feasibility study, to make the prototype and install it, take a test, proving it, and then going step by step to the market. So they supported us from the beginning, and in different sections and sectors. Finally, we recently, few weeks ago, we started a project called Healthcare Fund that we wanted to make kind of how can I say that? We wanted to make kind of free assessment for the health actors organization in Jordan and see how the COVID-19 pandemic affected on the consumption or in consuming of the water in Jordan, and how can we deal with that for the healthcare institutions specifically. The sustainable development goals that we are working on it, SDGs, and especially we work on the goal number 6, which is our scope of work. We have or we achieved great numbers. 58 systems had been installed. More than 35,000 persons has access to the sewage network, and more than 400 youth had been training. And actually, from these 400 let's say trainee, we have almost 30 intern that take a kind of training or internship for 2 months in our company offices and in the sites. Let's talk about the youth or the social impact, especially on youth. We provide 3 kind of trainings: Solvillion Challenge, Hackathon, and Internship Program. And all the details about these programs you could find it via our website, solvillion.com. We teach and educate the youth how to use some specific tools via online training, and we have a good based online training, and we use a lot of tools during these trainings. Solvillion Challenge, that one of our programs, and we have also more than 1,500 applicants applied for this trainings or challenged. Finally, we hired 2 full employments from these challenging. Some pictures for our training and Solvillion Challenge and Hackathon, and these you can see at the right side it's offline courses, and on the left side it's the online training or sessions, because during the pandemic we convert to make it online training. We think that the social impact is something very important, and because of that we are focusing on the awareness campaign. So we have many awareness campaigns. One of them is related to the schools, Blue School Initiative, and also we have a Blue Mosque Initiative and Blue Neighborhood Initiative. 3 initiatives that we make 3 waves of awareness campaign during the last years. If we are talking about the youth and how we can make kind of success story with youth, these are 2 of our trainee that they took a training with us, then become intern, then become employees in the company. Engineer Samar and Engineer Shakir, now they are colleagues with us and working with us in the company offices. This is our team. The founder is Abu Al-Haj, and I'm co-founder also, and our team. Thank you a lot for your listening, and I'm looking forward to hear any questions or comments from your side. Thank you. Yeah, sure.
How to save the water, because a lot of people and country does not have a water. So how to save the water?
Yeah, thank you, Muhammad, isn't that? Hamad. Thank you, Hamad. It's a great question. How to save water? We have many tools to save the water. One of them is the awareness, to teach people how to save water, not to consuming water a lot during the daily behavior. This is one. Also, we can use tools or equipments to save water. We have kind of saving water devices that should be installed on the taps, or we can also retreat the water by establishing or install the wastewater treatment systems or gray water treatment systems, and reuse this water in agriculture or flushing or car washing, etc. Yeah. Any other question? Yes. Aisha, is it that?
Yeah. You memorized the names. Okay. Thank you for the presentation. I want to know, how do you assess the water quality that you produce?
Yeah.
And can this water be used for farmlands where the edible produces are there?
Thank you, Aisha. It's a good question. How we can assess the water if it's really could be used in agriculture or in flushing, etc. Actually, we make water after we treated the water. We have something called wastewater tests. And these tests, including a couple of parameters, I don't want to go to technical parameters, but we have mainly 6 or 7 parameters called BOD, COD, TSS, TDS, and these parameters which give us indications about the quality of water that we reuse it or we treated it. After we have the outcomes of this result or test results, based on the standards, the local Jordanian standards and the international water and wastewater standards, we decide to which purpose we can use the water. So if the treatment is basically treatment, we use it for agriculture purpose. If we add advanced kind of chlorine or ultraviolet membranes, we can use it for flushing or car washing. So based on the stages or filtration stages or treatment stages that we have in the system, we decide or we go to the specific using that we use it. Is that seems reasonable? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Other questions? Yeah, Imran. Ammar.
So how to repair the water so it's be dust and smell bad? How to make it good again?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ammar. How to treat the water? Okay. Treating the wastewater. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How we call it how to treat it, how to treat the water and make it good for using. Yeah, you can use more than one specific, let's say, treatment way. Some of them are mechanical, some of them are chemical, and some of them are biological. So you can use you can treat the water or the wastewater using mechanical, let's say. Mechanical ways or mechanical methods, and sometimes you could use the biological methods, and sometimes you could use the chemical methods. The most, let's say, useful way is to make combination between all the methods. So you start in phase number 1 and 2 using mechanical treatment, and in the stage 3 and 4 to use biological treatment, and to avoid the chemical treatment as much as you can, because it has a bad effect on the environment. Okay? Okay, any other questions?
So maybe I have one last question.
Yeah, sure.
To make the link a little bit back, maybe to take it a bit away from this very technical approach that you're all very interested in, and I think it's very good. But maybe, yeah, to close the loop a little bit, what would you suggest to your younger self when you would start again, if you would start again in this field, working as an entrepreneur, working in the context of Jordan or the Middle East? What would be your first advice you would give to that younger person if they want to be an entrepreneur and if they want to create or contribute to a water-secure world?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, thank you, Soraya. Actually, as a person, if could I have advice for the young people if I were return back to, let's say, 10 years ago from now and starting again? I think the most important point for me is how to learn or how to take the benefits from the expert people and make this kind of networking useful as much as I can, and spending the time not learning in the traditional way of learning, but at least to raising my awareness about the issues and to improve my know-how. How can I understand the issues and keep asking why more than anything else. I think all the points is related to education, but how to educate myself in non-classical way or a traditional way, and also to go step forward as much faster as I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
words. So, is there any more question? Otherwise, we would move on to our next speaker. Thank you so much, Motaz, for your presentation, for sharing more entrepreneurial insights when it comes to water secure world. Can I give you this? Just a moment. Thank you. So we now have the chance to get a next insight, very interesting one, and just mentioning that we are slowly zooming in. So from a global level, we started through the World Youth Parliament. We are now landing more and more in the region, and now we will actually have two speakers that are physically here in Dubai, that represent organizations that work in the UAE. And I think it's very nice to have them here because they also make the link between, all these countries. And yeah, it's like a red thread. Now we are here. So we will now receive some insights from the founder or the managing director of the Wet Skills Challenge. His name is Johan Oost. And I think he will tell you a little bit more about the Wet Skills Challenge, about wet skills, what is this about. But what's interesting also is that this year's winner of this challenge, the Challenge 2022, they're all somehow represented. So one person will be physically on stage, while the other ones will join virtually. So they are the winners with their project, and will share a little bit more about water management strategies and on how to reduce depletion of groundwater used for irrigation. Next, we will also have more insights about another organization, which I will go more in and deeper into detail later on. But first, let's open the floor to our virtual attendee, Johan Oost, which you can see now on the screen. And I would like to welcome you. Hello, Johan.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. Well, my name is Johan Oost. I'm Managing Director of the Wet Skills Foundation. At the moment, I am in Bucharest to prepare a next event here as well. Wet Skills is a method where young talents in the water and sustainability sector come together, meet together, and come up with out-of-the-box idea for pressing challenges from sector partners. Since at the World Expo in Shanghai in 2010, we started this program, and we built a whole foundation around it. And well, in January, we had our first event in the UAE. We organized it together with the UAE University and had our finals at the World Expo as well at the Dutch Pavilion. And well, and how we bring the young voice to more formal events is, it's that during 2 weeks, 2-week think tank, we put a diverse group of young talents in mixed teams, and each team has their own challenge, and they need to come up with out-of-the-box solutions. And they also, these challenges are formulated by sector partners, so-called case owners, and they also need to help the students and the young professionals to, come up with an out-of-the-box idea. And we bring in a lot of a diverse group of experts to help them with the brainstorming part. Since 2010, we organized this 53 times worldwide in 26 different countries, and we had more than 1,000 alumni, and we still are building on on the ideas. So in our we tried with our partners to follow up the ideas. Some are really implemented already. For example, in Lesotho, a big project's going on based on an idea from WetSkills, from a team of young talents. That's how we bring the content from them. And we also built communities in countries where we come more often, like Oman, like Romania, the Netherlands, and we hope also to do much more activities in the UAE. I think that I saw some of our alumni in your program, so I think they will present what they did, and to inspire you much more about how the young generation can contribute to a water secure world. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time and for introducing the WetSkills Challenge. I don't know if you will stay online for a while, but I think we will now switch to the real life version. And if that's okay. So
great. Well, thank you. Good luck with the rest of your program.
Thank you so much. Have a nice afternoon. And after the introduction words by Johan Oost, I would like to welcome Aisha Alam to the stage, who is actually physically here, which is very nice to see, because nowadays with the whole situation and the global work, it's not so normal. So I would like to welcome you on the stage, please. I will make my way out of it. I think you have a very promising solution, out-of-the-box solution, or where you applied out-of-the-box thinking, but also in a very, you have a very realistic and pragmatic approach on the different strategies, how people or farmers can save water for irrigation or optimize the water use. So I will let you the floor, and also know that your colleagues are virtually online. So maybe if they want to contribute as well, I let you communicate with them directly. Okay.
Okay, so welcome to Swiss Pavilion. First of all, you came here to listen to our winning project of WetSkills that happened in Dutch pavilions a couple of months ago. And I am representing the winner group, and my group members are Silvio, Laura, Azza, and Mira, and I'm the fifth one. Okay. It's okay now. Thank you. Okay, so we came across with a problem, a local problem, which is actually the water management in the small farms of the UAE. That was actually a case presented by the UAE University. And we are group members belonging to different backgrounds. And we came up together and we put forward forwarded a solution to help farmers to make decision that how they can manage the water in their small farms. So I will just give you a brief info about the small farms of the UAE. If we talk about the little bit green area that is actually around the Al Ain cities, it is actually 120 kilometer inland populated area from Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And there are plenty of small farms that range in size from 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 hectares. These are actually small and usually cultivating date palms, fodder crops such as alfalfa, and other edible vegetables for domestic use and a small scale business. So what happens? These farms are, as they are smaller in size, so these farms are getting water either directly pumping from the ground, they're using the groundwater for irrigation, or else they are connected to the municipality grid, where they supply, they get a direct supply of water from the municipality. So they're happily doing cultivation in their farms. But what happens at the back end is there are some problems that upon the prolonged uses of the groundwater for the farms, it can cause the groundwater depletion, or else due to precipitations of salts and other minerals and nutrients, there is a huge risk of soil and the groundwater salinization. Salinization means the accumulation of salts into the water bodies and into the soil. So to deal with this problem, what farmers do? Usually farmers, they try to opt different approaches, such as if you are having a saline water, then do desalination. Desalination means just remove the salts out of the water, but it's costly. Energy intensive, it consumes energy, it is cost consuming approach. Or else go for soil replacement, which is you are having a small farm, just replace the soil. If your soil is saline, bring the soil from somewhere good and then replace it. Or else do the drainage of the salt from the soil, which is you just add some material or some chemical into or compound into soil which attracts the salt, and then you remove that and then your soil is good. Or else crop rotations. A farmer would be bound to just change the crop. Okay, this one is not feasible for the particular ecological conditions, and then you go with another one. But there is a question. The question is, there are plenty of options and solutions which can be opted. But there are some solutions that cannot be opted at the same time. Maybe some solutions are can be used at one time and can be used on the other time. So here comes a difficult situation for the farmer, where he really need to make the decision that what should I do and what I shouldn't. So here, my colleagues and I, we came together and we thought about there should be a helping tool for the farmers to decide what they should do at the current situation at their farm. So as we know, it's an era of technology, and just providing some textbook solution would not be helpful or feasible. So we just came up with a mobile application, of course. We came up with the mobile application, and this mobile app, as we know, everyone is using. Mainly we are using gaming applications, food ordering applications, and we are using Al-Husn application, so everyone knows about it. The technology is more portable, more handy, accessible. So we decided to develop a mobile application that would be handy and portable and easily usable by the farmers to make a decision that how they can fix the problems they are facing in their farms. So we named it Falaj 2.0. Falaj, as many of you will be knowing, it is actually an Arabic word which which means it was an irrigation system that exists in the Gulf region since 3,000 years, and it is that's why we just opted this name, because it's inspired from the irrigation, and here we are striving to get the strategy to help farmers save the water and take better decision. So Faraj 2.0 is modern era application, and it is capable to solve the problem at the moment. How? It is having a vast database, in which we take on board climate experts, government agencies, organizations which are conducting research, a vast research in the discipline, and they are making inventories of the data and doing research. So what just you have to do as a farmer, just open the application. The first thing they will come across, there will be a map. Just locate the farm. Just like in the Google Maps, we locate the particular destination. So here the farmer will locate the location of the farm, and according to database, the updated information or connection with the satellite data, the climatic conditions, everything will be synchronized. And then the second phase, in which the farmer will just enter the particular things they are doing at their farm. For example, what is the source of water to their farm, and what is the size of their farm, or what type of soil is there, what is its conditions, and what crops actually they are using. Either they are growing fodder, or either they are growing date palm, or etc. Then rest of the thing is from the application. The application will run through the matrices, and it will give you solution. What type of solutions? Now, what a farmer should do and what it shouldn't. The approaches that can be opted could be either inclusive approach system or exclusive approach system. Inclusive approach system means if you are facing a problem, then what you do? You adapt with the problem. You let the stress or you let the problem persist, and then you find the solutions that can be feasible with that. For example, you have less water. It means like the water availability is less, then how to deal with that? You cannot get more water. So then you use those types of plants which are growing with less supply of water. You will not ask for more water supply. You will try to adjust or adapt with limited supplies, and will incorporate those strategies that will adapt with the lesser or the limited resources. The other approach is exclusive approach, in which you really try to change you really try to fix the problem. Like if you have salinity in your water, the water is saline, then what you do, you try to remove the salts. You will not change your working, you will not change your crops, or you will not adapt with that. Instead, you will try to fix the problem. So for the small farms, usually it's not feasible to opt both approaches at the same time. So here really the app helps farmer to opt which one would be the best. The app will generate some attractive, colorful matrices that will help the farmer to opt what is best for the farm. Here you can, and the application will actually show the parameter, for example, water salinity. And on the left side, there are approaches, and the color will actually direct or will show the feasibility approach. If to the corresponding strategy, if you see a darker color, a dark green, which represent high, it means with the present conditions, this approach would be feasible for the farm. And gradually, the lighter color and reaching up to the red means this approach is not feasible for the farm at the moment. So the farmer just don't have to go very deep into the matrix. Just with the color indications, they can understand which approach would be feasible and which is not. Not only about the help to the farmer in making the decision, there is the Farmlands 2.0 is a platform which will help connecting farmer with the government. The government would be on board. The other agricultural organizations will be on board. That will assess the farmers' conditions, and then they will evaluate what is the real problem farmer is facing. Maybe they will allocate some agriculture engineer that can personally visit the farm and can locate the problem and suggest the solution. Or as per that, government can allocate subsidies, can implement regulations on the particular farm. So it's a platform that will connect farmer with the government just through an application. And or else, just like on Facebook and Instagram, we are like a community. We can connect with our friends. We can share our views. So same here, the farmers will be forming a community where they can share their views and they can share their ideas. If one farmer faced a problem and he got a solution, so the other farmer can also relate to that particular situation and can copy the idea. So this is how the Farmlands 2.0 came into being, to help farmer in saving the water by making wise decisions, and to prevent further degradation to the environment in the form of soil and water salinization. And at the end, we all seeking for enhanced productivity from the small farms. So this is all we had to add. So I hope my team members are available and will help me answering the questions.
Yes, already 2 questions from the audience. I hope we can connect to the virtual audience. Hello, Silvio? Can you hear us?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. So we have already first questions coming up. I'm passing on the microphone. Would you like to start first?
I want to ask you about Falah application. Falaj is Falaj or Falah? Falaj. Is it now in the App Store? Is it available?
No, not yet. It is idea yet, and we will work on that. Like, we'll at least just prepare a prototype and we'll bring it soon.
It's a nice work.
Thank you.
Nice application. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we can just pass it.
Yeah, thank you. Because I've just seen some of the students trying to find the application, the App Store or somewhere else. But my question will be, when it will be available, it will be free to use, or there will be charges, monthly charges, or those are the questions. Like, what is the cost for each farmer if you want to use the application? And in terms of security, you said there are plenty of data. Is the security term, is it considered in the application? So my data will be considered, or the farmer's idea, or let's say you said there is a place farmers can share their ideas there. Apart from that, their personal data, will it be in a private place or safe? That's the second question. So is it free to use, and if there is a cost, how much it's be, and the security for the application? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I think there would be no subscription charges for the farmers, since it is a decision-making tool. So we would like to help the farmers to make decision. The major point would be if the more farmers are using this application and it's improving the overall the farm's conditions, so that would be a milestone to achieve. So there will be no subscription charges. And about the we really need to take on board the government organizations so that we can get accurate data regarding the mapping of the things. And these are very basic things and easily available to locate the things. The farms are accessible for the students even to visit, and they can just know about it, learn about it. And the other question you asked me about, sorry, I forgot. Yes, yes, the data is absolutely safe with that, because it's not like sharing something very like about the revenue of the farm or something. It's about just sharing the problems, like a difficulty related to particular parameter, maybe water, maybe some virus attack, a disease attack, or sudden drought, a sudden death of a plant, eradication of crops. So the farmers can actually communicate, like, I'm facing the same problems, and how did you manage with the one you were having? It's like that. It's not very high-end thing. Yeah.
Is there any other idea from the audience? Yes? Yes.
Maybe to those who are joining virtually, especially, like somebody like Silvio, I think you are located in the Netherlands, yeah? Netherlands or Germany. How important do you think is this type of international collaboration? You have been now working with your group on a topic that's relevant to the UAE. Do you think this is important for your career, or it's something where you would say, "Oh wow, this is so far from what I usually do"? How would you rate the relevance of this international aspect of this challenge?
Yes, thank you for the question. I think it's very important to come together, especially like the youth, and to work together on the solutions. So not only on the national scale, but also on the international scale, because from every region of the world, you get different perspectives on how to look at different challenges, especially in the water sector. So I think that helped a lot, and in the end, we came up with a wonderful solution. And yeah, I think it's very important.
Thank you. So I have also one last question. You mentioned or emphasized a few times the work with the authorities and the government. Is there a particular challenge you face when bringing your idea onto a different, like, national level, or into ministries, or when talking to authorities? How is the idea perceived, and what are the challenges that you encountered or encounter?
My online fellows would like to answer. Okay, I will go ahead with the question. Okay. Okay. I am a graduate student, and usually it's part of our educational journey, where we keep our course. Actually, they keep us getting a chance to get an exposure from the government organizations, and they are, like, fortunately they are very interested to hear from us, like from the students, because we are full of ideas. So they really look forward to hear from us, and they keep on organizing different fairs thing to just come out on the front and speak and about the ideas. Sure, they give it a chance to take under consideration, and sure, we get the kind of fundings and support from them also to make these ideas into reality. So yeah, they really take us serious.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing. Any other questions? Otherwise, I think due to the time, we would slowly start switching, and there will be another opportunity to ask more at the end. So I would like to thank you, Aisha. And thank you also to the virtual participants and speakers for your contribution and for your time. So we'll now switch to our last speaker of today. I would like to introduce you to Edern Jill. She has been an advocate for sustainable practices and responsible consumption over 20 years. She's also physically here, another person, another real person. She has been promoting a systems shift for many years, and she's really towards sustainability and working with different stakeholders in public, private, and non-profit sectors. She's driven by impact, and she has developed programs engaging in policymaking and played advocacy roles across Europe and the UAE. She now focuses on youth empowerment through her work at Water Alliance, which is the organization she is working here in Dubai with. It's a Dubai-based NGO and enables and mentors the next generation, the young people, of water stewards. She also encourages youth to take action and become change agents within their communities for a more sustainable and inclusive future in general. Yeah, so I think in a nutshell, I give you the floor. I let you explain a little bit more about what you do within Water Alliance and how you inspire youth.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Soraya, and thank you everyone for being here today to participate in this forum, which is, I think, very important. The two topics together, blue, peace, and youth. This is really our future of all of us. So I'm the last, and I would like to have you a little bit more engaged and awake. Okay, so let's try to make that. All right, so for everyone who is looking at us from abroad, from in another country, I wanted to highlight, so this is satellite image taking of, photo of the coast, and I would like to hear the public, which coast is this? Can you answer? Do you recognize that? Absolutely. So this is the UAE. And what you see in this image? What is striking to you from this image? What is something special? What is that is not common that is in this image? The water, there is no water. Absolutely. So we live in a very desertic country, and we even can see the wind taking the dust, the desert dust, away to the sea, right? And this is really very particular. And we were talking about fallage, how important fallage is, how important 3,000 years ago that was a technology that emerged in that arid environment and harsh environment that allowed the development of that civilization of our society. So water is very, very important. And unfortunately, so the World Resources Institute has ranked the UAE among the 10 countries with the higher water scarcity in the world. And we were talking about not being seeing any surface water. So our freshwater resources come from groundwater, and this year, World Water Day is about making visible the invisible groundwater. And we would like to highlight the amazing application that our young student made with her colleagues, because yes, if we continue depleting the underground water here in the UAE, actually we could see in 50 years disappear all our reservoir of groundwater. So really technology is very important, and your ideas are very important to make this challenge that we are facing here locally, water scarcity. But water is linked to so many other things as well. We have food that is linked to water, and energy that is linked to water as well. So if mostly of underground water is used for agriculture, where our fresh water from the tap comes from. So here the audience. Where our tap water comes from mainly. The sea, desalination. So we use a technology that is highly energy demanding, right? And unfortunately, we are contributing to CO2 emissions and climate change. So we all see that actually water is connecting us all, is a global resource, and is connecting all the sustainable development goals as well, right? So let's play a game. Are you up to it? Yeah? Okay. All right. So it's the stand-up game, okay? So you are going to stand up if you have done an action that I'm going to mention now, okay? So stand up if you brush your teeth today. Yeah. Yes. Very good. Just stay standing if you took a shower. Okay, very good. Yeah, sanitation, remember. So health and sanitation is very important. So you stay standing if you are wearing jeans, a pair of jeans or cotton trousers. Yeah? Very good. So you keep standing or you stand up if you own a smartphone or a tablet. Yeah, all of us, correct? Yeah. Okay, so you keep standing if you drink a glass of milk today. Have you drink a... Oh, good, good. Okay, and now you keep standing if you did not turn off the light overnight. If you switch off the lights, please sit down. Someone left the lights on at home? Or everybody switch off the lights before going to bed? You keep on the lights? All right. So thank you very much. I'm going to tell you that if you have done all these things, you have spent 11,246 liters of water today just on these things. And this is the concept of water footprint. Right? And this is what our organization, Water Alliance, is trying to educate people about. So the water footprint, everything that we are using or eating or wearing has a water footprint. So we understand the visible water, that is the water that we use daily when we open the tap or flush the toilet, use the laundry, etc. But this visible water accounts only for 3% of our total water footprint. The virtual water is the one that has been used or polluted during the manufacturing processes of all the products or the food that we consume. So the water footprint here in the UAE per capita is 8,600 liters per day, whereas the world's per capita average is 3,795 liters per day. So this is how important our daily choices, our daily actions count on our local water resources, obviously, but also globally, because water is a shared resource and we are all responsible for it. So Water Alliance, we are a non-for-profit organization, and we work to promote the value of water. We empower individuals to become a part of the solution to the global water crisis. This global water crisis is water scarcity that we are facing, but also water pollution and water access. And that is something that happens in all geographies. It's not exclusive to a particular place or being a developer or a developing country. We are all facing this silent crisis that is linked as well to climate change, because it's all fueled by our consumption patterns. And so Water Alliance, we want to raise awareness on this topic and try to provide this solution by lowering our collective and individual water footprint, because water connects us all. Remember what I said before. So our lifestyles and daily choices have not only a local but a global impact, as our student member Mambit says. So we work with youth like you, we believe that you have the power and the creativity to transform our future. And we offer experiential programs and activities that are interactive and fun, because obviously we can inspire you when you are having fun. It's better. So I would like to bring one of the programs here to this forum today, and that's the Renew Challenge. It's a UAE Student Water Innovation Challenge that we started last year because of COVID. Mainly, we had to continue our mission, and we wanted to offer online programs that could be really impactful, and this is the result. And I would like to highlight a few things for these programs. One is that we had tremendous support for ecosystem of different organizations here in the UAE. And this is quite interesting because, yes, there is water strategy, water security strategy that is in place, food security strategy that is in place, and that is marking the pace of the transformation of this country. And we see that everybody is answering the call and is supporting a non-for-profit organization like ours from their different capacities. So we had help and support from obviously the corporate world, but also from the academia, from startups, from other NGOs. And together we mentor the students in different phases to come up with very innovative solutions. We are actually the country organizer, bringing the senior student to compete, representing the UAE at the Stockholm Junior Water Prize. And we are really excited about it. This will be the first year, because it's a very prestigious competition, and we are actually the 40th national country participating, and the first from the Gulf region. So we are very excited to bring UAE students to this international platform. And what can I say about that? What else? Well, if you are here in the UAE, don't hesitate to take part next year. We have different age categories from 8 years old to 11. This is for the junior. The 12 to 14 for the middle age category, and 15 plus for the senior category. It doesn't take into consideration university students. It's for primary and secondary students. And we have different phases I mentioned before, and one of them is about sessions on a variety of topics to help students understand the different water issues, and also get more insights in different technologies and news happening in the area. So I would like to just close with the winner of this year. If it's possible to showcase the video, it's 3 minutes. Are we in time? Yeah? Okay.
There's nothing fantastic about bottles made out of single-use plastic. Yet, There's nothing fantastic about bottles made out of single-use plastic, yet they are everywhere.
Plastic bottles can take up to 1,000 years to decompose. It is estimated that by the year 2050, there would be more plastic bottles in the ocean than there are fish. Oceans are the heart of our planet, and single-use bottles are suffocating that heart.
My name is Bishal Furaz. I study in Year 10 at the Winchester School Jabalali, and I'm 15 years old. My project is focused on the places which groom future changemakers and global citizens, schools. Proudly presenting my water bottle project.
The UAE has 1,219 schools with 1,081,020 students. My water bottle project aims to embed a deep sense of responsibility in these young minds and inspire them to take action.
So how's it going to work? Here's how.
All schools are going to generate a My Water Bottle Project account as well as a unique barcode for each student.
These barcodes will be printed out as stickers and given to the students at the beginning of the academic year to stick on their reusable water bottles.
Every morning, when students enter the school, they will scan the barcodes on their water bottles.
This system will give students a motive to bring their reusable water bottles to school every day so that it eventually becomes second nature. And we will further incentivize this through gamification.
For each day that it is recorded that a student brings their reusable water bottle is a day added to their streak. A streak is the number of consecutive days in a row that students bring their bottles. Students will be encouraged to maintain a consistent streak. If a day is missed, the streak will reset to 0. For every 50-day streak achieved, they will receive special Eco Warrior badges. And to add to this friendly competition, there will be a weekly intra-school as well as inter-school leaderboard.
The gamification will encourage and increase the students' interaction and enthusiasm. And there's more. We will combine gamification with education. There will be water filling stations installed at regular intervals throughout the school. And at each filling station will be an awareness screen.
Every time a bottle is filled, the screen will display a different environmental quote, statistic, or fact, as well as the school's impact.
Visual numbers and stats boost resolve and motivation.
Here are the benefits of My Water Bottle Project. Can be implemented in every part of the world, reduces carbon footprint, embeds a long-lasting sense of responsibility in young minds, cost-effective and user-friendly, reduces the health hazards associated with bottled water, a unique and innovative concept, and it'll be a game changer in reducing ocean pollution and enhancing the health of oceans.
My Water Bottle Project. Small actions, big impact.
Thank you.
There's nothing fantastic.
Thank you very much, Darren, for your inputs, also for sharing the video of the young winner. I think that's a perfect example, or one more example of today that we have seen that shows how youth can be engaged in order to create a water-secure world. This example was more focused on the oceans, the ecosystems. Can you tell me a little bit more about what were the projects in general, or what are the projects in general that are submitted for this challenge?
Thank you for the question. Yes, there is obviously a wide variety of different topics that were chosen. We leave it open to the student to choose either a local or global issue. It has to be close to the heart of the person to really bring the real solution that will make a difference. I want to say that this year in particular we had a lot of concern on plastic pollution, a lot of concern also in general chemical pollution. And we were surprised as well by the amount of projects that were coming in, focusing on awareness raising and education, which we didn't have last year. And one in particular that I think is quite important to show the empathy is about one student that wanted to propose a worldwide water fund, like where it will be global and everybody will be able to contribute to help, for instance, give access to water for community in need. So this brings the responsibility to the personal level of everyone, and I think this is brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anyone from the audience who has a question? Yes.
Thank you a lot for your presentation and for this great video. I'm wondering if we could make kind of, I have a good networking connection in Jordan in the educational institutions, and I'm wondering how we can make kind of collaboration and expanding this idea to schools or educational institutions in Jordan.
Yes, that will be fantastic because I think that this region has power. The youth have amazing power, and that will be indeed the next step is to bring the entire region up to the international level and bring our youth, showcase the talent of our youth at international level with the Stockholm Junior Water Prize. And I really encourage Jordan to become the next country representative of the Stockholm Junior Water Prize.
Yeah, we will be more than happy to help in that. And if you could just make kind of connection or introduction to us to them, or to the school that incubate this initiative and expanding in Jordan, I could guarantee that we can do it in Jordan.
Fantastic news.
Thank you.
Wonderful to see that there is already dots connecting, and that's also the goal of, I think, such an event as today. So thank you again.
Well, thank you for having me and Water Alliance.
So we're slowly coming to an end. There is the opportunity to ask the last questions addressed to maybe Faraj or to Solvillian or to Water Alliance or other. Is there any other question that is burning on your tongue that you would like to? Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dad. It's really a question. It was really nice but very encouraging to see all the youth movements now about water. I think a couple of days ago we had a similar event here in this pavilion around food. And there were also a lot of youth movements and young people engaging in this. Now, there are, of course, also many young people who are not engaging in this. So my question would be, what makes young people like Liz and like Bella and especially those as young as those in the level of the school education engage into water related issues? What motivates them to spend their spare time on such youth movements rather than sitting in front of the PlayStation? That would be probably the key to understanding how we can enlarge such movements in the future. That would be really interesting to hear, I believe. What's the driving force and motivation? Is the parents giving this incentive? Is something that they have read, something that they hear in the school? Where does this motivation come from?
Thank you, Ilka, for your question. Who feels awake enough to answer? Yes.
It's a very, very key question, actually. And from our experience, when I mentioned empathy, and I think this is something that is still not highlighted enough, how we should really make abstract issues coming to the personal level, and this we try to do that through gamification again. And then the other aspects, all these children that you see in the photos, they are student ambassadors that are really active. And how do we do that? Is because we create a platform for interaction and action. We actually empower them. We provide them with tools. We provide them with opportunities for them. We take them to outings. We visit. We get experts to come and talk. We try to really inspire them and get them to choose what they want to work on, and then they develop their own programs to roll out a school and make a difference. And this is it. We just provided the platform. We let them, actually, this is student-led platform, and we just support them and is giving them the space to act and to take action and to see that actually what they do, it has an impact. It really motivates them.
Maybe from the other corner of the room, Solvillian, you mentioned that you engage also a lot with youth. Maybe, to add on to your answer, you mentioned there is enormous applications of youth people, of young people who want to join your program, your training. What is the main reason that drives them? What is the main driver, do you think?
Thank you. Actually, the first thing is we are always focusing on win-to-win relationship. So, and make it kind of individual training and customized. So the point is that during the training, definitely there will be kind of material or parts will be common between the participants, but finally, as the film says, like stars on earth. So each participant has his uniqueness issues and weakness point, and also strengthness points. So the strategy is to go step forward from the common, let's say, or from the mutual material to the specialized and customized material based on what the needs that each participant wanted to achieve. And by focusing on the career portfolio development or career path development, so each one of the participant has a vision and skills and also opportunities wanted to achieve it. So based on these skills, desires, and opportunities triangle, we could find the let's say the golden space that he or she is or has a great potential to achieve it. So I think this is the point that people like to attend us in the training, because we don't make kind of just one level of training, but make it customized and work on win-to-win relationship.
Thank you very much. Very nice words of ending. Maybe one last remark. Otherwise, I would slowly close the event. Yeah. So maybe we can close it together. So if I ask the young people remaining here, one word that stays in your mind from today's session, like what would it be? Like, one word related to today, to the afternoon, to water. Who would like to share a word? Would you like to?
Life way.
Life way? Yeah. Like in sense of lifestyle, life way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other words that come into your mind? Yes? I just pass it over. It's good.
The water.
Water? Yes. Very good. Should I give it to you?
Saving the water.
Saving the water. Perfect. Someone else? Would you like to say a word? No? Would you like? No? You?
I'll just say how important is to encourage young people in those international problems that if we all focus on them, we all will benefit. So that's the thing that I think it's one great remark from today, like different ideas from all over the world to the same problem, which if we fix it or solve it, we all get benefits. Global warming affecting everyone, where water problems affecting everyone, food problems, everything is affecting all the nations. So if we all think about it and believe on young people and all the peoples, we might get great solutions. So that's the remark for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think you just concluded the whole session. So let me just wrap up again what you said. But it's I share your opinion. I'm also extremely impressed by the stories that we heard today, by the diversity also, you know, ranging from research to water stewardship to, I don't know, multi-stakeholder collaboration, entrepreneurship, to very local projects and taking them up on a very global level. I think that's one thing. And then we have all these participants from all the corners of the world, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Jordan, and many more, that all joined today. So I'm very happy to be part of that movement, of that event as well. And I would like to thank you very much for, first of all, to the speakers for joining, but also for the virtual audience and also for you in here. So thank you. There is one invitation I would like to give. There is a possibility to very specifically engage in an action that contributes to a sustainable world and to contribute to a water secure world. It's called 1 Million Youth Challenge. I can share the link with you. It's the latest of the Swiss initiatives that supports youth, and you can actually just commit to an action to make the planet more sustainable and to contribute to water secure world. So I will share the link with you, and I invite you also online to join and become active agents of change, like all the youth we have heard today. So thank you very much, and I invite you now for a networking reception outside. Okay, have a nice afternoon. Yes, 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 let's take